Good morning, Senior Plus people. I'm so happy to have you join me again for another fun monthly craft. This month we will be making a couple of cards. Good morning, Senior Plus people. I'm so happy to have you. We'll be making a couple of cards that you can use for kids or a teenager. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Corrine Sandin. I've been teaching classes at the Senior Plus for a couple of years now. And when coronavirus hit, we started to do pickup kits. So let's get started. The first card we're going to make is right here, this Legos card. So in your card kit, you have a card base, you have this beige layer, you have a black square where you're going to attach your different colored squares. Then you have your greeting and a scallop. Oh, looks like mine got in all of your little pop-ups. So we'll start by folding this in half. I'm videotaping this on a beautiful day today. I hope it's nice when you're watching it. So on this one, I did do a little bit of shading, but on the one that we're going to make, we won't have that because I don't know what people have for supplies. But if you happen to have some stamp pads at home, you can stamp. So what I did is I put the 4 of these together. And I'm going to use just a piece of masking tape, but you can use Scotch tape, whatever you may have. I'm going to try to line them up as best as you can. Makes no difference what you put on here to keep them together. Now we can flip it over and add our adhesive. If you've been with me for a while, you know my preferred method is to use wet glue. This is my preferred Tombow, but there are many out on the market that are just as good. You need to decide what is best for you. So now I can flip that over. I didn't put them in the same order, but that's okay. That's okay. Remember, the receiver does not know what your samples look like. So now I'm going to take out all of these little dots that I've pre-punched for you. And you start attaching them. I just set them there for a minute. They're not fully attached yet, so I can do a little bit of adjusting, like this one right here. I want to move that just a little bit. So once you get the first one, the rest of them follow pretty easy. If you can hear my dog chewing in the background, I apologize for that. I keep bringing her bone in the other room, but she drags it right back in here. She's sort of like a naughty 2-year-old who just wants to be with me. I'm sure those of you that are pet lovers can relate to that. Okay, so now I'm going to come over here in my blue one. Once you have the first one set up, you can kind of just stay in line with it. I don't know about you if you have any grandchildren or nieces or nephews or kids, but if they like Legos, they like Legos. I have a couple of grandsons who have bins of Legos. So they always like it when I make a Lego card. So now, let's get our card built. You have some type of a bone folder, the edge of a butter knife, whatever you may have, to fold down your card. Now we can put this on. Whoops. Gonna go right up there. So what you want to try to do is have the same amount of border on 3 sides as you can, okay? Gonna hold that there just for a few seconds. Then I'm going to attach this down here. And then put my greeting on top. So there, that's card number 1. Card number 2 is these party pants or pajamas or whatever you want to call them. So again, you have a card base, you have a layer, you have your pants, you have your waistband, 2 pockets, 2 contrasting pockets, and your greeting. So again, this is a pretty quick card. So I'm going to take my bone folder and burnish this down. So if you flip this over, it's almost the same size as your pants. You're going to put a waistband on, and if you want your waistband thinner or wider, you can't make it wider, but you can make it thinner. So I'm going to put a little bit of Tombow around the parameters of my pants. You don't need a lot. We're only making pants. We're not building a house. And then I need to put my little waistband on. So I'm going to put a little bit of Tombow right across the top here, a light strip. Now your waistband might be longer than you need, and that's okay. We can trim it. I would just really make sure it's dry before you trim it. Now if you look at your pants, the pockets, you can see that there's some stitching. You need to cut these down a little bit so that they can fit, because as you can see, I die cut them and they're the same size. So I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and cut off that top part. Cut all that above that stitching a little bit, using that as my guide. And then I'll see if I need to trim some more. Nope, that looks good to me. So basically what I'm doing is, it's hard to see, but I cut where it's perforated. And then I cut this side of where it's perforated. Not right on, but just a hair above it. Okay, let me get all these scraps out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So you can see now when I get ready to glue these on, you're going to see a little bit of that black all the way around. So let's take a little bit of glue. So there's one. I'm putting a little bit of Tombow behind here. Just going to hold that there for a second. Then you have some dimensionals that you can put in the back of your pockets. So this is probably dried enough now that I can trim it. Take some more Tombow. Put my pockets on by removing the backing of the dimensional. Put in a little bit of Tombow behind this scallop circle.
Motion detected at the mom's front door.
I'm sorry, I have Alexa. And then a little bit behind here. There. Aren't those cute projects? And they'd be very easy to reciprocate. All you would need is a circle punch basically for this, which you could if you didn't have a ½ inch, which looks like that's what that is. If you have a regular old paper puncher, you probably could make some more with that. You would just have to adjust your squares or put more. It really wouldn't matter. So there's the projects for this month. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again next month. Please take care of yourselves. Stay safe and be well. Bye-bye now.